The fact is, during the Biden administration, Syria was completely forgotten. The Biden administration didn't just deprioritize Syria, it actually took the side of the dictator. And as the Syrian revolutionaries were liberating Syria and liberating these horrible genocidal dungeons, the statement that came out of the White House was, these are terrorists, we have nothing to do with this, and we call for de-escalation. De-escalation of what? Liberating babies from jails? The Biden administration must be held accountable for what they've done. They didn't commit the crimes themselves, but they were complicit and in many ways enabled these crimes to happen. And at the very least, history should denote what they've done. So I think the main reason why the United States chose to support the SDF and were totally okay with the PKK, YPG elements that were actually registered in the United States as a terrorist organization is simply because of one man, Brett McGurk, who was appointed by the president to run the show in Syria. And he decided that, look, Assad's not that bad. Everybody else who's going against him could be a terrorist, and we will only work with the SDF, knowing that a lot of their leadership and a lot of members within them were literally a terrorist organization, the PKK. The biggest victims of the YPG and the PKK were the Syrian Kurds themselves. Kurdish parties, Kurdish civilians, Syrian Kurds in general. Yet they were completely marginalized. The YPG and the PKK, which again had held very key positions within the overall SDF, ran it, weren't just coordinating with the Assad regime, they were coordinating with Iran and with Russia on a massive level. I mean, the leadership of SDF would travel to Moscow and make deals in Moscow. If you look at the behavior of the PKK in Iraq, they were coordinating directly with Iranian-backed militia groups. These groups were attacking U.S. military. They have U.S. soldiers' blood on their hands. So it's another mind-boggling decision to support them. But it all goes back to one president, Biden, and who he picked to run the Middle East, North Africa, Brett McGurk, who frankly, I think, is just simply racist against Syrians. I can't think of any other reason. This administration was calling for de-escalation. This administration was trying to desperately save the tyrant, the war criminal, the narco trafficker at the last minute. It is unbelievable, and I am glad that all of this is documented, that the world will know, and the Syrian people will tell their story, and the world will tell the story of what the United States didn't do. Not every administration, but the Biden administration by far was the worst on Syria.